learn in this video that manipulation is not a good strategy, and that convincing is more worthy and effective than deceiving. I used to think manipulating was a good strategy. That inserting ideas into the heads of others and using their weaknesses would bring some positive result, that deceiving and radically influencing would be necessary to reach my goal. It doesn't matter the means, what matters is the end. That was my thinking, but as people mature, as time goes by, you realize that this idea of the ends justifying the means is more indecent than true. You can choose different paths and do anything to reach your goal. You can deceive, provoke, manipulate, but what will that make of you in the end? You can get what you want, but you lose the right to say you're a decent person. You will no longer be able to say that you are someone who has character, because obviously you will not be. When you manipulate, you don't convince. You just insert ideas into people's minds artificially, in addition to using an individual's feelings and weaknesses to make him do what you want. So, looking at it that way, do you think it's a good attitude? Do you think it's interesting to do this to achieve a goal? I do not think so. And you know what's funny? Sometimes people ask me to make a video about manipulation and they comment on such an anime character. He's super manipulative. Don't you notice the error? Its only manipulation reference is an anime character. An anime tends to be more fantasy content than movies and series. He usually inserts more unrealistic scenarios, because that is where such manipulation exists. But it usually occurs in more political and religious areas. Manipulation today is broader, being used in groups. And the individual manipulation that exists is usually done through scams, using a person's need or desperation to deceive them and take something away from them. This is the current reality of manipulation. In the anime, you can even see the character creating genius plans and using people as if they were tools. But try using a person as a tool today. Anyone trying to get into her mind, and you are likely to be embarrassed and even called names. So you even manage to manipulate people, however extremely fragile, who are on the verge of collapse, with terrible mental health, trapped in emotional problems. You manipulate these people nowadays, so much so that they are the targets of certain religionists and politicians. But the question remains, what is the value of manipulating people like this? What do you want with it? What's the result? You will only be a bad person, who will lose more and more of your virtues and will certainly be surrounded by falsehood and bitterness. Yes, you will use people's emotions to make them do what you want, but you will not have respect, admiration, or recognition for that. Incidentally, rational people who will look at you manipulating others will certainly close the door on you. No decent person will want to be around you, because they will know what you do. Your reputation will not be that of someone who argues, who convinces, and who brings good ideas. It will be someone manipulative, someone who deceives, someone who acts in bad faith. If you want that, be my guest, but that's not a good way. So, as I said, I used to think of manipulating as a strategy. However, time passes and I less and less mention this type of subject here on the channel, precisely because I realized that it was not a good thing, it was not a good decision. And now I'm back to talking but giving this message, this attention. Manipulating is not a dignified attitude, and for that reason it will not bring anything worthy for you. You won't have anything really virtuous about it, and you'll know all the time that it's a farce in the end. An individual who is not respected, but someone who inserts illusions into the minds of the weak. Knowing this, learn to convince, not deceive. Do not use fake news and exaggerated information to influence people. Convince with the facts. Study a subject in detail to build good arguments. Work to acquire experiences, and with those experiences generate good ideas that will take you where you want without having to step on or manipulate anyone. Use persuasion to get people interested in your plan or idea, if necessary. And how to use persuasion? Well, instead of trying to deceive, Selling a product by talking about qualities that this product does not have. Use persuasion to demonstrate how the product will really be useful for the person who buys it. Make a good speech with the truth and not with a lie. Create interest, rather than illusions. Get people to buy into and support your idea, giving them an edge. That is, a fair negotiation where everyone wins. Be a good salesman instead of a good deceiver. As I said, study to build good arguments. Stay informed to relate facts and be creative. And work to gain the necessary experience that will help you with your ideas and the presentation of those ideas. That is, it is with work and time that you will become a convincing person, with a good reputation and who knows how to sell using the truth. Remember, be persuasive, have good communication, but never use lies or use the weakness of others to grow. If this message helped you in any way, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like the video and leave a comment below. That way you help our channel to grow and this message to reach more people. Thank you so much for staying with me this far. A big hug from your friend William.